In episode 5, we start with the words 22 days ago.
Evangelion, Manifesto.
We hear Akari tell us to start the test as we pan over an orange Eva with the letters PROT0 on the shoulder. As some lights reach the words absolute borderline, they suddenly shoot the other direction, and the Eva looks like it's in pain as it's struggling against its restraints, and they cut the power. They're like, cut the power. But then suddenly the Eva switches to backup power, and they've got 35 seconds as this thing goes into some kind of berserk mode where it starts just punching on the window. The plug ejects out of the back of the neck of the Eva and goes flying into the corner as Ikari shouts, "Damn it," which is one of the first times we've seen him express any kind of emotion. And as the thrusters on the plug run out of power and it falls to the ground clattering, he shouts Ray. He gets down there and he goes to open the hatch, but it burns him when he goes to grab it, so there's something really hot going on here. Even though it burned him on first touch, he still grabs it and opens up the cockpit door, his glasses falling to the ground and melting in the hot, oozing liquid. We then cut back to what I assume is today as Misato and Ritsuko are discussing Ray and whatever happened back then during that test. We cut to one of my favorite images of the mountainside with a giant chalk outline as though the Ava Unit 1 is a homicide victim and we're trying to remember where the body was when it's a weird image, and like why did they bother highlighting where the Ava fell exactly? Because of the way Shinji was able to kill this last angel, it still has a body, and so everyone's excited that they can get pieces of it and start analyzing it, and Ritsuko's clearly the most excited about this. She's getting excited by her findings that there's 99.9% of the same DNA between angels and humans, and Shinji is staring off. He notices that his dad's hand is burnt, and he asks the two, "Why did my dad's hand burn?" And Ritsuko says it's because he was trying to save Rei, and Shinji replies, "Bullshit." Because clearly him and his dad have got some issues. Back at school, and it's PE time, so while the boys are stuck in track and field, they're all staring at the girls who are over at the pool. And Toji and Kensuke start to give Shinji a hard time because he's staring at Rei, and Shinji, he tries to hide it by saying, "I just want to know why she's always alone." And they reply with, "Well, she's just always alone. That's just who Rei is, apparently." Later, we see Shinji in Unit 1 doing some kind of testing, and he notices that Rei and his father are talking, and Rei's smiling, which she hasn't done the entire series. That evening, Ritsuko is over at Misato's, and both Ritsuko and Shinji are complaining about Misato's cooking, and even Pen Pen can't eat it, which is also hilarious because Pen Pen has a bowl of food and a beer. Like, what is a warm weather penguin? Do they drink? As they finish the meal, Ritsuko remembers that she forgot to give Rei her new security card, and she gives it to Shinji, saying, "Hey, can you give this to Rei?" And he starts staring intently at it, to which, of course, these two also give him a hard time about it. The title card splashes with Rei 1, or Rei the First, or Rei I. We then see Shinji outside a door with the word Ayanami written on it, and he knocks, doesn't hear anything. He opens the door, says, "Hey, I'm coming in. I've got your security card." He's just there to do it. He steps in, and this apartment is as bare bones and utilitarian as it gets. There is nothing that is unnecessary except for a pair of glasses on a side table, and Shinji walks over to the glasses, grabs them, and goes to put them on, and he turns just as Rei is coming out of the shower. She has no response to Shinji seeing her in a towel, but instead marches on over and grabs the glasses off of his face, and the two of them fall, Shinji's bag catching on the drawer, which causes her underwear to get thrown everywhere. They're staring at each other on the ground, and Rei says, "Would you get off me?" He looks down, notices he's got a handful of booby, and he gets up real quick and stares at his hand a little bit and kind of remembers the feel. And then Rei just starts getting dressed while he's sort of stammering in the corner, and she just leaves. He eventually catches up to her at the Nerve gates and gives her her new security card so that the two of them can get into Nerve. He's trying to make small talk and bringing up whether or not she's scared about the new activation test, and she replies with, "No, I've got faith in your dad's stuff, don't you?" He doesn't, and she just turns around and slaps him. We move on and see Akari tell the team to start Ava Unit 1, and it reaches that borderline once again and continues past it just fine. So I guess her faith in Shinji's dad was warranted. We see a geometric shape floating off over the ocean, and the old guy calls Akari and lets him know that another angel has been spotted, and that starts that beautiful battle music. Everybody snaps to work and gets Unit 1 launched, and before Shinji can reach the surface, the team notices an energy signature. Just as the doors open for Unit 1, a giant energy beam just pierces the chest, and Shinji's screaming, everybody's freaking out. The chest cavity on Unit 1 is just melting away. Shinji's screaming, episode ends. I like the backstory in this episode. It's nice and quick. It gives us some reason that Rei has actual emotions or kindness with Commander Akari, and it gives Commander Akari a little bit of characterization. You know, he is human, he is able to care about somebody else, so that he does have the ability to make connections. And it adds another question to the list. All right, let's redo this question, and we will say, actually, I'm not just going to reword that question because we got an answer to why Rei hurt. Rei hurt because Rei plug fly against wall. Cool. And now I'm going to make more room because we need more room for more questions. Now that we've answered that question, the question we've replaced it with is, why Rei and Akari friends? We do get some insight that they are friendly. We see Rei smile a couple times, but we don't know what led to the point of Commander Akari being all worried about her when the capsule blew. And we're also really doubling down on the what angel question, because this new angel is a cube.